Hello and a very warm welcome to you.
Hello.
Today is Friday, the 13th of February, 2026. A calm day. Good for focusing.
Perfect.
Before we begin, I just want to share a small moment from history.
Oh, lovely.
On a day very much like this one, way back in 1953, the artist Frida Kahlo had her very first solo exhibition in Mexico.
Ah, yes.
And what makes this so special and so relevant to us today is that she attended the exhibition lying in her own bed.
Right. Her health was quite poor.
It was. She was in pain. But her spirit was so strong. She didn't let her physical condition stop her.
That's a very moving story. It reminds us that we can, adapt. We don't have to stop. We just adjust.
Exactly.
I'm Mari, and I am here to help us analyze the health of our learning process.
And I'm Paula, a teacher here at Academia BSB. I like to think of our time together as a kind of gentle physical therapy. But for the mind, today we are reviewing the class notes from Group T262. That's Teacher Sandra's class from February 11th.
Precisely. We talk a lot about physical health, don't we? But today is about our cognitive reserve.
Cognitive reserve.
Yes. Reviewing these notes is an exercise for the brain. It's neuroplasticity in action. For you listening, perhaps you were a doctor or a nurse. This helps maintain that mental sharpness.
So that's our mission today. We're going to go through the vocabulary, the grammar, the reading, and apply it all to your own memories, your hobbies.
Let's begin with the building blocks, shall we?
Yes. Section 1.1, the vocabulary from the current class.
I have the list right here. These words really are the foundation.
I'll read them out exactly as they are in the notes. Just listen to the sound of them. Retirement. To allow. To disagree. Thinker. Nomad. Society. Essence, subject, safe versus scary, symbol of feminism, art industry, civil rights, justice system, constitution, to improve, recovered versus retired, find, purchased, featured, exhibition.
That's quite a list. There's a lot to unpack there. Let's look at civil rights.
A heavy term.
It is. It refers to the freedoms that are guaranteed by the Constitution. So in a practical sense, it means things like the right to vote.
Or access to public health.
Exactly. It's the structure that protects us.
And then we have something completely different. The word nomad.
A nomad is someone who, intends to live in different places. They don't stay in one home. They move.
A beautiful way to see the world.
It is. But, looking at this list, my eyes keep stopping on the word retirement.
But right next to it, the notes say safe versus scary.
Yes.
I have to say, that word, scary, it feels like a very strong word to me.
It does seem a bit dramatic, I'll admit.
I mean, when I think of retirement, I think of safety. You finished your work, you're safe. Why would it be scary?
Well, think about the brain. For many of our students who had very active career, surgeons, maybe head nurses, retirement can feel scary because of the silence. If you don't have a purpose, it can feel a bit empty. But then I look at the word find on our list, and I think retirement is a time to find new passions.
So it's not about stopping, it's about recovering your time. And the list also has to improve, which means to get better.
Exactly. We are improving our minds. Now, we should also look back a little at the foundation.
Section 1.2, vocabulary from the past class.
Right.
The notes ask us to solve an activity. It's about constitutional rights. We mentioned this just a moment ago.
Yes. The exercise asks, what were the 3 pillars of these rights from the last lesson?
Okay, based on the notes, the 3 pillars are, first, elections, the vote. Second, access to public health.
Yes.
And third, the education system.
These are the systems that support a society. Reviewing them helps us remember the words.
We're going to take a short pause now. Just sit with these words for a moment. Think about retirement. Is it safe for you? Or a challenge?
Yeah.
We will be back in a moment.
And we're back. During that pause, I was thinking about a research paper that really connects to our vocabulary discussion. It's called Lexical Retention in the Aging Brain. It's by Dr. A. Miller from Oxford University, published just last year, 2025.
And what did Dr. Miller have to say?
Well, he notes that, and I'm quoting here, active recall of social vocabulary delays cognitive decline.
So just by remembering and talking about words like society and justice, we are physically protecting our brains.
That's right.
That's very encouraging. So to recap this first part, we looked at the vocabulary, we discussed nomad, we debated if retirement is safe or scary, and we concluded it depends on how we use our time. And we reviewed the 3 pillars of constitutional rights: voting, health, and education.
And now we should move to the more physical side of language.
Pronunciation, section 2.1 from the past class.
Pronunciation really is physical training, isn't it? It's like physiotherapy for the mouth.
Training the muscles, yes.
I'll read the list from the notes. Please just listen to the sounds.
Okay.
Nature, ancient, win, wrote, when, girl.
Could you give us some examples of similar words just to help distinguish those sounds?
Of course. Let's take wrote and win.
Okay.
Now with wrote, that first letter, the W, it's silent. Ah, so you don't hear it at all.
Not at all. It sounds just like road, but with a T at the end. In wind, though, that W is strong, voiced, like in wind or water.
Right. And what about nature and ancient?
Well, they both use a similar A sound, but the rhythm is different. Nature, the stress is on the first syllable.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient also has the stress on the first syllable, but that C in the middle sounds like she. Ancient.
Yeah.
A bit like ocean.
Very good. Now, section 2.2, pronunciation for the current class. This is a longer list.
It is. Please listen carefully.
Okay.
Mexican, became, famous, icon, feminism, neighborhood, child versus children, suffered, accident, bones, recommended, month, something, easel, lying, ancient, famous, self-portrait, instead, unfortunately, pain, issues, post-colonialism.
That is a rich list. You have medical words like bones, pain, and accident.
And art words, easel and self-portrait.
To help us remember them, the note suggests creating a sentence, one that highlights them.
Let's try to build one together then. We want to connect the Mexican icon with the accident.
Okay. How about this? The famous Mexican icon suffered an accident to her bones.
Yes.
But instead of lying in pain, she used an easel to paint a self-portrait.
That's excellent. It paints a very clear picture. Instead of lying in pain, she used an easel.
Yeah.
It connects the suffering with the creative act.
It helps the brain connect the sound to the meaning. Now that we have the sounds, we need to use them socially.
Language usage, section 3.
The goal here is to create a harmonious dialogue, to sound natural.
Like two friends talking. The notes give us some specific phrases.
Yes, not exactly, which is a very polite way to disagree.
To hang out with my friends. We can't lose hope to pass the time.
And counting the days for retirement.
All right, let's perform this. I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
Tell me, are you counting the days for retirement?
Well, not exactly. I'm kind of counting the days, but I do enjoy my work. I don't want to just stop. I want to find ways to pass the time that are meaningful.
I understand that. It's important to stay active.
Yeah.
But, well, we can't lose hope that the future will be relaxing.
I agree. I intend to live in different places, travel a bit. But mostly, I just want to hang out with my friends.
That sounds lovely. To hang out and share stories, that's the best way to pass the time.
You see, using a phrase like hang out instead of something more formal, it makes the English sound softer. It creates a bond.
Let's take another pause here. Please, reflect on that dialogue. How would you answer the question? We'll be back shortly. We are back.
I'd like to mention a study from Tokyo Medical University. It was published in 2024 by Professor S. Sato.
And what was the study about?
It's called the Social Articulation Study, and it found that using idiomatic expressions like hang out actually increases social bonding hormones in seniors.
How fascinating. So it's not just about grammar, it's about chemistry.
Exactly.
So, to recap our last section, we practiced the silent W in wrote. We created a sentence about the Mexican icon painting. And we performed a dialogue using hang out and pass the time.
Now we need to look at the structure, the skeleton that holds the words together. We're moving to section 5, grammar.
And today, it's contracted forms and the possessive case.
Contracted forms are very, very common in spoken English. It's just when we squeeze two words into one, I am becomes I'm.
You are becomes your.
Exactly.
And he is becomes he's. For example, an affirmative sentence. Paulo's a teacher, meaning Paulo is a teacher.
And in a negative sentence, we might say, he doesn't have a car.
Or, for a question, an interrogative sentence, what is his phone's brand?
And that takes us to the possessive case, the apostrophes is. In phone's brand, the brand belongs to the phone.
Now, the notes highlight a very common mistake here. I see it often. A student might say, he is Apple phone.
Yes. He is Apple phone. That is a significant error.
It does sound a bit funny, doesn't it?
A little, yes.
If I say he is Apple phone, it sounds like I'm saying my friend has become a machine.
A robot, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a confusion between identity, who you are, and possession, what you have.
The verb to be is for identity. The verb to have is for possession.
So the correction should be, he has an Apple phone.
Or, using the possessive case.
His phone's brand is Apple.
That's very clear. We must be careful not to turn our friends into telephones.
Let's see this grammar in action now. We're moving to section 6, reading.
The text today is called The Harris Family. I'll read the full text with a bit of enthusiasm. Please listen for the verbs and family connections. The Harris family lives in a big house in Brighton. The father's name is Michael Harris, and the mother's name is Emily Harris. Michael is tall and calm, and Emily is kind and very organized. This is their house, and their family is big and friendly.
That's a very comforting text. Very safe. Now, the notes ask us to create a new text with a similar style, but to change the verbs, to show flexibility.
How would you rewrite that?
Let me see. I might say. The Harris family resides in a large home in Brighton. The father is called Michael Harris, and the mother is named Emily Harris. Michael appears tall and calm, while Emily seems kind and very organized. They own this house, and the family remains big and friendly.
So you change leaves in to resides in.
I did.
And is to appears. It makes the text sound a little more formal.
It gives us options. The notes also mention the supplementary readings about Malala Yousafzai and Frida Kahlo.
Which connects back to our vocabulary. Malala and the fight for civil rights, Frida and the art industry.
We mentioned Frida's pain earlier. The reading tells us her painting, The Frame, was purchased by the Louvre, and Malala, a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
They both used their cognitive reserve to change the world, despite their challenges.
They did.
We will take our final pause now. Please reflect on the Harris family text. Think about how you would describe your own family. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I was just reviewing a paper titled Syntax and Memory by Dr. E. Thorne from Harvard Medical School, published in 2025.
And is there a connection to our reading?
There is. Dr. Thorne writes, understanding possessive structures like family trees stimulates the hippocampus.
The part of the brain involved in memory.
Yes. So thinking about whose father is whose or who owns which house, it's actually good for your brain's health.
So to recap, we covered the grammar rules for apostrophes and possession. And we read about the Harris family. And we learned that he is Apple phone is incorrect.
Now let's move to section 7, writing.
The aim of this exercise was to describe your relationship with your family members.
And we have an example from the notes, a review of student A writing about her mother, Amelia.
Let's look at the first draft versus the teacher's correction.
In the first draft, the student used simple words. She said her family was sweet. In the correction, this was upgraded to affectionate.
Sweet is nice, but affectionate is more human. It implies action, care.
Right. And the teacher also combined sentences. The student originally wrote, she was a housewife, she didn't work outside, but she was a seamstress.
And the correction?
The correction is, although she did not work outside, she worked as a seamstress. Using although makes the thought more complex. It connects the ideas.
Now, many of our listeners are retired professionals. They might not be writing about their parents. Can we propose an answer for, say, a retired doctor or nurse?
That's a wonderful idea. Using today's vocabulary, affectionate, care, team. How would that sound?
I think it might sound something like this. My team was like a family. The head nurse's name was Sarah. We were affectionate and cared for each other. Although we worked long hours, we were close.
That is perfect. It uses the Harris family structure, but applies it to a professional memory. The head nurse's name was using the possessive correctly.
It's a dignified way to remember your colleagues.
I do want to comment on the student's performance here. Comparing the past class to the current one, there's a significant reduction in pronunciation mistakes.
That is good news. And why do you think that is?
It's the auditory training. Listening to these sessions, repeating the words, it builds muscle memory in the mouth.
Which brings us to a general overview. Why does this all matter? For anyone interested in the IELTS exam, there's a fun bit of trivia.
Oh.
The speaking section values the natural use of idioms. Using phrases like hang out or pass the time can actually improve your score more than using long, complicated words.
It shows you're thinking in English, not just translating.
Before we finish, I'd like to list the bibliographic references. We use the Academia BSB quizzes on Malala Yousafzai, the girl who fought for education, and Frida Kahlo, women empowerment icon.
And looking ahead, a little heads up for our next session, we'll be covering there is and there are, and also the future verb tenses.
So existence in the future, always exciting.
Please do remember the importance of our methodology. Use the academic sheets, listen to these audio sessions, and, very importantly, do a handwritten review.
Why handwritten specifically?
Writing by hand engages different neural pathways than typing. It really does aid memory retention.
As we close today, I'm thinking of the book I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai, published in 2013.
A powerful book.
In it, she says something that really resonates with our mission here. She wrote, "One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world."
And whether you are a child or a retired doctor, that truth remains. We never stop learning.
And that leads us to our motto, host speaker and expert speaker. It is not only about the language, it is all about communication. Thank you for your time.
Goodbye.